Hello, everybody. Yesterday, I finally completed the last chapter of Familia Romana. I have been doing a chapter a day for the past month. I started a few chapters in, and the timing was a little weird, a day off, um, meaning that I still have one day in my 30-day challenge, even though I have already read all of the chapters and have been doing so for the past um yeah, I guess like 29 because I was already a few in. Anyway, so today I'm just going to do a little bit of a reflection session. I'm going to take a walk down memory lane and do a little bit of light free reading, getting a feel for maybe what I have gotten out of this process. I'm definitely not fluent in Latin. There's certainly a ton of stuff in even just this book, and this is an introductory text that I am unfamiliar with, that I don't know. So I'll go through it and just kind of get a sense of, oh well, this looks familiar. Like I know what that says. I know what all this stuff says. But if I get a little further in the book, there's going to be a lot of things that um for which that's not the case. So I think I'm just going to flip around, do a little free reading, maybe revisit uh some episodes that were funny or meaningful to me. I'm looking to get off the stream in about 28 minutes. So I want to do like about 30-minute length total. If I have time, maybe I'll go through this a little bit. Little reader that I picked up. I think that's meant to go along with the first several chapters of Familia Romana, and it's something that I want to read as well. More material always helps. The whole extensive reading idea. So let us get started. I'll probably be just jumping around here, just getting some daily Latin exposure, I remember there was a time when I actually remember first seeing Familia Romana. There was a time when the opening pages, was overwhelming to me. All these unfamiliar words, all the familiar letters, but arranged in an unfamiliar way. Completely threw me for a loop. A river is fluvius? What? You remember reading through this? Made really heavy use of the genitive here. Feeling proud of myself that I can get things, I can understand things. I didn't quite understand this before, actually. Tres tria. So 3 children. was a masculine, feminine, or neuter word. 3 letters, 3 cities. Liberi, liberai, liberi, literai, opida. So it's be tres liberi, tres literai, tria opida. I didn't get it was a masculine, feminine, neuter thing. You see me doing some of the exercises here. I remember this. Marcus hitting his sister for no reason at all. Getting rightfully Ørberg by his dad. Tukstaks. Oh, this is where Medus stole the money, now wasn't it? How do I say prope? I want to make sure I'm so far near. Est prope tusculum and near far longe longicus. Wish I had servants to carry me around. I don't understand why Julia isn't she like 6 years old? And she's already self conscious about the way her nose looks. Even before social media, these ladies are too hard on themselves, you know? It's too young to be having that kind of concern. Kids grew up fast in the first century. You know what I'm realizing? Look, there's a lot of stuff that I did not understand about the last several chapters. I think Medus got away with it. Like, okay, so grammar explanations. Like they just hopped on a ship, got out of there, went to Greece. I don't know the whole like military section. Were there people? I'm trying to remember. I think it might have been Amelia's brother, Emilius. Okay, but like Medus, they're like just on a ship. Oh, this is the one where he gets bilked by his girl into buying a ring he can't afford. Yeah, we see. I love this picture. By the way, this is there should be more pictures like this. I think in language learning books, the colors are really nice. It's nice to look at, but then everything's very clearly labeled. You don't need to translate it. Campus. That word out for some reason was like so hard for me to remember. I kept forgetting. Word for field. Ubi est or ovis nigra, age quaere ovem, canis et reperi eam, canis ovem quaerit, et vestigia eius in terra reperit, neque ovem ipsam reperit, canis laterat. This is something I mix up. Canis latrat said, lupus ululat. canis non ululat, sed latrat. The ululo, latro. I really find these chapters helpful where they're talking about concrete. Some things that I might see in life. A pila. I'll see a ball. Lectus. I'm gonna go sleep in my lectus. Dormio. But lectica, I'm not gonna see. So I'm gonna see a sedan where people, 4 people are carrying one person around in a litter. Important to know, obviously, but the body parts with the good diagrams, super helpful. Poculum. Actually forgot that one. Utinam aliquando liber patriam videam, sed frustra hoc opto, nam iam illi piratae eam spemihi eripient, idque eodem dieco ab amica mea desertus sum. At Caesar vir superbus cum id parum esse censeret quinquaginta talenta piratis obtulit simul vero supplicium minatus est, tum praedonibus quasi servis suis imperavit tacerent, neo somnum sum turbarent. Ita Caesar praedones contemnebat, cum in eorem potestate esset, ubi primum redemptus est, ipse naves armavit et captos praedones in crucem tolliusit. non sum tam superbus ut me cum caesare. I wondered why, because I thought it was supposed to be mecum, like would be like one word. Comparandum seputem utiam ne piratae me ut servum fugitivum occidant. Verum hoc annulo siquis servari potest non ego, sed amica mea servanda est. Ecce annulum redo tibi Lydia ne eum abieceris utina mille annulus vitam tuam servet. Lydia annulum oblatum accipit et gratias tibi ago. I really like the time with Medus and Lydia on the ship. Those chapters. I really like the one I was just reading, and the inclusion of some of these. So like Icarus. Theseus and the Minotaur. Oh, I couldn't remember this the other day. Lignum. Okay, there we go. Oh, this argument with the mailman and the doorman. Two blue collar guys hashing it out. This was this is sweet. Seeing Julius and his wife be a couple and reflect on the early times and how they met and how they came to get married. Really love each other. You can, like, I don't know, that shows. This might be. I don't know. This might be my favorite. It's a high point for sure. It's like Meadows and Lydia on the ship, and then she's telling him about the gospel. I just thought it was such an interesting device, such an interesting direction to take it. And they're their first century Rome. It's this kind of, you see the incredulity of people around Lydia when she's telling him about this Jesus guy. Like, no way he did that. That's ridiculous. What do you take me for? I would never believe that. They're not used to hearing the story, and that it's not the way that their gods operate. They don't do that kind of stuff. Anyway, very, very interesting. And these are super, super short, so I can read one of those before I sack here. Colloquium cortum. Just picking this by random. Davus servus Iuli laetus est, quia numum habet in saculo suo, sira eum laetum videt. Quid est dave? Ecce saculos meus, sira. Sira saculum davi videt. Numum in saculo non videt. So, okay, so this is cool. This is interesting. Actually, I flipped by this. I'm glad I did, because I might have forgotten. Julius is looking for. He thought he had like 100 coins in his purse, and and then there's like I think there were like only 10 or something. Okay, so this is after he steals. Oh, come on. What am I? All right. Anyway, I'm having trouble finding it in the book right now. But Medus, is this after? What is? Because he went and bought her a ring. All right, whatever. In Familia Romana, Julius is looking for his missing money. He rounds everybody up, and he's like, "Hey, who took it?" I think Medus was like accusing Davos. They don't like each other. And Julius is kind of questioning Davos, but he wasn't accusing him. He's just like, hey, like, do you know anything about this? He ends up rewarding him for being a good servant. He gives him the coin. And so now we're seeing this little side tangent adventure. He left the scene after that. Just he left happy. So I guess we're seeing these little vignettes that are like, okay, these characters are off screen, so to speak. What are they doing? So he's walking up to Sierra. And he's all happy. Hey, look what, like, haha. So you only have one coin. Look, that was so happy. He's like, look at my coin. So not great as your amount of money in the purse of Metis. He not one only, but many coins there are. Hmm. So Medus, Sierra's like, what? What do you mean? Like Davos is he's a good guy, so he's just staying silent. So he's not accusing Medus. So a good servant does not accuse another servant. Ask him. So he's really like he knows something's up. He knows the guy's kind of questionable, but he's not a rat. I respect that. Why is the master angry? Davis doesn't Davis Davos does not respond. Uh, that is fun. Okay, I think I'm gonna really like this one. Um, I'm gonna sign off here, guys. This is uh this is the final stream in this series. This is gonna make 30 days in a row. I will definitely be going back through Lingua Latina, Familia Romana. I have a lot to review. There's a lot of grammar stuff. I still don't know. I've started to do vocabulary again, like making flashcards and stuff. The repeated rereads are going to be helpful. There's still a lot of mileage that I have left to get out of this book. If I come up with processes that are helpful, then maybe I'll make some videos about those and put them on the channel. Definitely, we'll be wanting to use this. For the most part, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like the stories seem to range between like 1 to 4 pages, which is much shorter than in Familia Romana. So it could be fun just to get some of these stories from another perspective. Get more input, which is always good. Widen my repertoire, so to speak. And I think at some point I will be making a video about, why did I do this in the first place? Why did I do this whole challenge thing? Why am I learning Latin? I just started doing this challenge I set for myself, and I never explained any of that. I'll probably do a more formal, like well thought out video about my experience, things I did wrong, what would I change if anything, that whole thing. But for tonight, that's going to be it for me. If there's anything you guys want to see, please, please, please let me know. That always helps. For anyone who watched and who will watch in the future, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's been a long month, but we got there. You'll have a good night. Thank you. Bye.